All right, welcome back to About Even, Punters and Dribblers, the number one betting show on planet Earth, brought to you as always by our good friends at Ned's, the only place to have a bet. It's where we bet. If you are going to bet, do it responsibly, but do it with Ned's. Take your punting game to the Ned's level. Now, that's a play on words because Ned's has been subbed in for next level. Genius. Shout out to Ned's. Back again for another week. As I said, grand final week. Penrith v Para. We are in the Hello Sport bunker, 3.5 kilometres below the Earth's surface. We have been able to take off the hazmat suits only because we got air pressurised in here over the last couple of days. So everything is humming along nicely on that front. As always, joined by Edward, Sebo and Rando to cover off on the week of sport. As I said, grand final, bit of golf, and our unit scoopers and our kitchen sink multis, as I just refreshed myself. I tried to make it look like I remembered what we were talking about, but I actually had a mental blank. This is the last week of Season 3. Is that correct?
Yep.
Last week of Season 3, looking like Sebo
Might have clinched this one.
will take home the chocolates.
We're not sure yet. We will consult
someone might have a...
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. But a hell of a season.
It's been a great season.
It's been a great season.
It's been a wild season. You know, old faces gone, new faces in, the highs, the biggest fucking win we've ever seen, potentially. And, you know, just some really great memories. A new friend.
Friend. It's always nice to make new friends.
Yep.
I feel. You know, new friends are nice. And we've got a new friend in Rando.
You know, in Super Troopers, I believe it's Super Troopers, how the cop's hat gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
I think that's Scary Movie.
Scary Movie,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wonder whether Rando's shirts are getting tighter and tighter and tighter.
It's just the way I sit on the couch. I'm kind of trying to pull it back in so it looks pretty tight on camera.
Dude, I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
thank you.
I don't even think that's a V-neck. It's
No.
just trying
It's
to
just
be.
trying
He's
to be.
stretching it
I
down.
do all the V-necks I
material
don't
is
have,
that?
I pull it down.
Yeah, that's
That does look like a man kind of...
pull that down.
That's a man-made V-neck right there.
Yeah.
What material though? I do because is that soft? Is it? It
looks
soft.
very thin.
Oh, it's cotton, I'd say.
Yeah, it's about cotton, I think.
that's
I
nice.
don't know my materials,
Yeah,
but I don't know why you ask every time.
I think it might be a cotton poly blend.
A cotton poly blend.
100
Yeah.
GSM or something as light
Yeah.
as you can get.
Well, it's not. Well, I felt lighter.
Oh, okay.
I felt lighter. It looks lighter on a big, thick, strong man. I think.
Yeah.
You know, who's got some bronze going on.
I can't wear anything but like mid to like I thick cotton is my main thing now.
No, I
being a
need
bit-
it. Because the thicker it is, it doesn't look like it
used to wear
hugs
the
to
thin
the.
stuff when I had
Yeah.
my kind of, you know.
You used to have a really good bod.
Yeah, but you know, I hit puberty earlier. I hit like
Yeah, middle age.
middle
like,
age,
yeah, you
way
hit middle age
earlier,
way earlier.
and now I'm just trying to wind it back. But if you put me on like any sort of thin cotton, it just is like, oh my god, look, I look like the worst person in the world, and I'm jealous of people who can pull it off. But
Well, does thin cotton cling to the body a little more?
yeah,
Yes,
it just
it does.
clings and does, and it just like it makes it even worse. Like I'd rather be shirtless in a pub than wearing thin cotton. By the way, it hangs on my body.
Yeah,
sometimes.
but see, because he's obviously, and again, sorry to objectify Rando right off the top of the podcast. Usually we wait a little bit before we do it, but he's got a great body, right? So
Yeah.
the way the soft, thin, the cotton hangs off him it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's like a magical piece of cloth, and if you've got a great body, it elevates it. If you've got a bad body, it
brings it down even more.
Yeah.
It's like a floodlight on a shit body.
It's not a neutral weight.
No, it's not. You may as well be wrapped in cling wrap. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to a little bit of accountability from last week. And we kick things off with the Eels Cows. And look, to say that Sebo and I were dialed in on this game would be an understatement. Both hitting.
Mm-hmm.
I had Penasini overs, and I had Parramatta into overs, Penasini anytime at 11.71. Very horny Penasini. He was obviously the easiest try scorer bet of the week.
Yeah, I feel a few of us did a lot of good homework on Penasini and kind of uncovered
Wasn't really a
some
try,
value,
though.
and then
Wasn't actually a try.
Well, but
They've come out and come back and...
Yeah, but it was a try in the sense that he was awarded points for placing the ball down over the line. So, and if he hadn't, like, let's say that was taken back, then I think he would have scored again. It was just the fact that he'd already scored that they were like, well, let's not go to him again because it's already worked.
The record books suggest he did score.
But we all know that he didn't. We all know.
I understand that, but the problem that you face is that he did score.
Well,
That's the problem.
The fact that
I got paid out as a winner, FTS, suggests that he did score.
Now, that's a different point, though, because what we are trying to get to here is that some of us did some really good homework around try scorers we thought were going to happen.
Yep.
And then some of us...
I agree.
Some of us...
I was dialed in.
Last minute changes.
That's what made it even harder seeing that try scored, knowing that you changed last minute.
Yeah.
Well, I only changed because Opicic was ruled out.
He was never going to score anyway.
How do you know?
was better chance.
How do you know?
he
wasn't on the
never gonna
field.
score, no.
You don't reckon?
No, I don't reckon.
Well, how do you don't know?
Well, the left
Because he
centre
wasn't on the
didn't score
field.
at all.
Well, he just wasn't on the field.
No, look, there was no way Opicic was going to score, and we know that. No disrespect to him, but we just know that was the case. Sebo, you had who?
Sivo, Talangi, and was it Para to win?
945.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That's
Sivo,
like, but that's
scored-
impressive. But $19 Penasini first try score is more.
Yeah, that was
impressive.
our homework. Though. That was our homework.
Well, but it's more impressive that I got $19. That's
Well,
all.
but that's a control C, control V,
Yeah.
sort of.
No, it's not.
It's
It is.
stolen
No,
homework.
it's not.
It's stolen valor.
No. Stolen homework would have been stealing your bet. But
You've
Opicic
stolen-
out, I go, look, I don't like Simonson. I'm going to go with fucking another centre, Penasini. That's all it is.
It's stolen
That's all it
valor.
was. I don't like Simonson. I'm going to go for another centre in Penasini.
So
and that was
people presenting the value of Pinasini.
No.
saying
It was
that-
it's a centre thing. It's got nothing to do with
Stolen
homework.
valor.
No, it's a centre thing.
We can call it stolen valor.
It's a centre thing.
The valor was stolen.
Centre thing. $19 though, so that was nuts.
Yeah. We then go Panthers, Rabbitohs. Now, unfortunately, firstly, Rando, obviously your team's out of the comp. I think you lost that game, right? Like,
Yeah,
you
I
had
think-
other chances.
Yeah, I did feel bad. I'm especially up 20-12. I thought we had that, so I just wanted to apologise on behalf of the club to the entire human race for putting us into this position where we are facing the end of the world, which sucks. We should have done better. We should have won that game, and I really did think I was actually really devastated, especially at the end there. I thought Felty had that down. His foot was into touch. It was a great spectacle, but yeah.
Also, Nanai could have given the ball to Felt at one point.
That would have been nice. That would have been really nice.
And
if he
Nanai's had a
passed
great
it.
year.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
hard
exactly.
to, like...
He was open.
And he did drop it at the very last minute in that last second of the game. So, yeah, some tough moments in that game.
You had too many opportunities to win.
We did. And, yeah, I mean, you look at the amount of tackles we had inside their 20. I think it was like 50 each half.
Are you now the most high-profile Cowboys fan in Australia?
I would like to think so. I don't, without banging my own chest. I don't know any other high profiles
please,
besides
bang on.
Jonathan
Dude,
Thurston.
bang that chest.
Besides Jonathan
Yeah,
Thurston.
but
next
ex-players-
player.
He's an ex-player. That doesn't
Yeah,
count.
exactly.
Are
I
you
don't
part
think-
of the Cowboys, that Facebook group that halves
there's a-
always send, like this?
You got to join the Facebook
Yeah, I
page
do.
on...
I do. I need to start joining Facebook groups. I've
Yeah.
been putting it off for too long.
No, you got to join the Cowboys
There's some
Facebook group.
interesting characters in the Cowboys.
Yeah.
one.
Are
you in it,
So,
Sebo?
No, I'm not in it. I just get sent some posts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a friend of
Fair
ours
enough.
sends us some photos of Cowboys fans, and then you're like, oh,
Beautiful.
fuck, this is real.
I'll join the fraternity.
Now, Panthers defeat the Rabbitohs 32-12.
Yeah.
None of us got up, but I would like to point something out here that were the Rabbitohs... At one point, I was basically up. By halftime, I just needed the Rabbitohs to be losing by less than 8.5 points.
Yep.
I got Cody, I got Brian, and the world was looking good. And then, obviously, the Panthers went on to just beat the fuck out of them.
Look, I think that Bradbury-esque try that To'o got, where Cody Watt goes for the ball, gets butched off, he falls over, Cook falls over him,
He
and
basically
then
just
Ilias falls over Cook.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah, you're just like, when something like that happens, I don't care how much of a professional athlete you are. When you have a bed shit like that in your team, like, I watch it and go, okay, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
Like, it's
You also
over.
jinxed
Look,
it, though, because 2 seconds before that, you go, oh, I wasn't emotionally ready to be up by this many points, and then bang, you weren't.
Yeah, talk about that.
Coruscant and then top. Oh,
Why don't you apologise for the rest of the Rabbitohs community for jinxing them?
I wouldn't say that's a jinx, personally. It was
they scored 12 points in 5 minutes.
I wasn't emotionally ready to be 12 up.
No, Tom, they scored 32 unanswered points after he said that.
If I had said, "Oh my God,
That's what
we're
happened.
going to win, we're 12 points up,"
You
then
basically
it's a
did
jinx.
say that. It was an early crow if ever
I
I've
said,
saw
"Oh
one.
my God, I'm not emotionally prepared to be 12 points up."
Sebo, just do the right thing and apologise.
Just
would you?
apologise.
I apologise. I apologise. But
Apologise to the community, mate.
I knew the game was over then and there after that.
No,
That's like,
they could have come. I think if they had literally blown full time as soon as Toto scored that, then I think
Yeah.
most rugby league fans would have been like, "Nah, that's fair."
yeah, like yeah, bet
They
shit
come
like
back.
that. It's like if you're fucking playing golf or something, having a good round, and then you just hit 2 out of bounds in a row. You're like, my day's over.
Well,
Like-
that happens to be quite frequent for me, so unfortunately, I'm not.
And what happened when you played at Moore Park? Your day was over.
Well, that was. I was
Yeah.
also very hungover. I'm going to make excuses, but I was.
Just make 'em.
Yeah, you make excuses. Anyway, first try scorers in that game as well. I had Jerome. Eddie had To'o. Rando, you had AJ. That was. Who did you replace him?
Kenner, he scored second, which actually hurt.
Tough. So did
Actually
Lippy, and then Sebo Tane Milne of stiff arming fucking Tedavano, Lenu. Dude, that was
Yeah.
a stiff arm from hell.
Yeah, it was a stiffy.
That was a stiffy.
It was an old-fashioned stiffy.
Old-fashioned stiffy, as Blocker said.
Shout out to Blocker.
Shout out
for
to
that comment.
Blocker.
That was fucking hilarious.
So, you know, the couple at Rando, the only one not to get a rugby league bet there. Sorry, dude.
Oh, fuck.
What
Sorry, dude. What's happened to this guy?
At this point, are you starting to question everything you know about the world?
Well, I was literally ready to cash out when Rabbitohs 12-0 up, Walker scored. I thought, it's in the bag. Penrith aren't going to put on 32 unanswered points. Guess what happens? They do. So that bet was actually in the bag.
So you actually
How
Sebo
long he
fucked
scored
you.
as well. It just wasn't the right timing of it all.
So Sebo fucked you.
Yeah, Sebo fucked me.
Interesting.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I'd agree with that.
I'd go along with that. But
Now-
not a good start.
Geelong Swans. Shock horror, guys. Shock horror that none of us got any AFL bets. I don't know if anyone else was close. I said Swans 40 plus.
The
so-
Lippy had Geelong 1-39, which in the end wasn't enough.
No.
They got absolutely humped. Absolutely humped into the earth.
Yeah, it was actually
made it
really
boring as
annoying.
batshit,
Yeah, it
to be
did.
honest.
I watched, I think 2 quarters, and I was like, fuck this. Fuck this
But
game.
at halftime, you just go, well, I actually waited. I was like, do they come out of the gates at halftime just fucking a different side? And then they scored, Geelong scored the first goal. I go, fucking turn this off.
Fuck this shit.
Turn this off.
No one got the Norm Smith shock horror. We move on to the NFL and another shock horror, Mr. NFL, that being me, salutes. Browns defeat the Steelers 29-17. I had Browns -4.5, Chubb Harris anytime at 7:33. Your boys dialed into NFL.
Yep, not bad. Pretty good. I'll claim a bad beat in that one. Who do I have for 60 rushing yards?
You had Harris or Harris.
Harris. Harris was. He needed 60. He was on 55 with like 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I'm like, okay, I just need him to do like one play. But they kept trying to go for like the Hail Mary anytime they had it and just like turned over the ball each time. No running plays. And I'm like, you've given me 9 minutes to get 4 yards from your main running back. And I didn't get it. So I'm calling that a bad beat.
Fair.
No one else is.
No one else is. No.
Well, Rando said fair, but
Fair.
you reckon that's fair?
It's all right. I mean, there was one instance, I'm not too sure if it was this week or last week, where a player was literally over his rushing yards and actually ran 7 meters.
Got a negative.
Got a negative on the last play. And
That's-
fell underneath.
that's an
the
awful
rushing
beat.
yard.
That's a horrific beat.
Yeah.
So I kind of had that mind and just like said fair, just thinking about that bit. in
No,
my
it
head,
is
not
fair.
actually
4
listening to
yards through the
Sebo.
whole quarter. Don't let them bully you into not thinking that that's not a bad
No, he
beat.
wasn't thinking about you. He was thinking about something else. By his own admission. That's not bullying. No, that's just a man who's not paying attention.
Now, we move on to the next one here. I don't know what the halftime, who was up halftime, but the Broncos did
had
defeat
this.
the 49ers. Did I have it?
Well,
No,
up
I
until the
had
point that
this.
you said the Broncos were 14 plus.
So I had
So
San
San
Fran
Fran
halftime,
halftime,
Broncos
yeah.
full time, and then I had Broncos 14 plus.
I fucking punters. If I ever put a bet down with Jimmy Garoppolo's team in it again, Jimmy G, just
Yeah.
like fucking remind me to change my bet because that, like, am I crazy? Can he just not do anything? Like, I just needed him to like not what's it called where they're in the end zone and they
Touchback? Or-
touchback or whatever or safety, whatever it is. Got one of them. Then it's just like, can you just throw the ball to field goal territory for like? I just needed to get one field goal and couldn't do shit.
So
11-10's a bit of a yawn.
Yeah,
that's a yawn, and that's why I'm just devastated I had Broncos.
Russ was doing
Good,
nothing as
good
well.
to see I had the overs in there.
Two best defenses in the league, I think.
Yeah.
11-10.
Yeah, really nuanced NFL insight there from you, Edward.
I did have Broncos 1-14. So
Into the overs.
bad beat.
Yeah. Into the golf. Nothing. We usually one of us gets up on golf.
Siwoo Kim was the international.
Yeah.
No one had him, and the
I had Tom Kim.
I had fucking JT, who was tied with Spieth for top point scorer going into the final round, but he lost.
Yeah, because
and
Siwoo got in
Spieth
his
won.
head. Because Siwoo made him, because they were playing match play on the
Yep.
last day, and Siwoo made him putt out like a 2.5 footer, and JT just lost his shit. Like, just got so angry, and he was up 2 holes.
Why did you get so I'm confused? Why was he angry?
Because, like, in match
You'd
play,
usually
you
concede that.
You concede it.
Oh,
like,
okay.
But, like, anything over a foot, I think, is worthy, especially if you're, like...
Pressure.
Yeah, and so JT lost his shit.
Did he make the putt?
He made the putt, but then he went on to lose, like, the next 3 holes because he was just all emotional. Like,
That's
when you're
good.
an emotional...
That's a
you
great
can't
call
play-
from Siwoo.
Yeah.
That's like,
That's
fuck you, dude.
genius.
Yeah.
Make
That's
the putt,
genius
bruh.
from Siwoo.
And then also Tom Kim, your guy.
Yeah, dude.
He's apparently like the fan favorite for everyone now. He like did some clutch parts.
Yeah.
Won some games. You know,
But he had a good day.
like Saturday. I
Tommy
think.
Kim.
Saturday, yeah.
Tommy Kim.
Tom Kim. Yeah. So you were kind of nearly there with him.
I know. I was like, fuck. I just saw all the the only thing I saw, because I wasn't actually following it, was I just saw a lot of Tommy Kim hype going around
Yeah.
on socials, and I was like, oh shit, dude, is Tommy Kim going to do the damn thing?
Yeah, and I was concerned. I'm like, I need to go check this out. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, so Tommy Kim needs to win his singles.
And he was beating Homer by like 3 holes, but then he just had a bed.
And then when I saw he's up against Max Homer, I'm like,
Yeah, I think you're safe. Unit scoopers, no one. No one. But punters and dribblers, boys and girls who are 18 years and over,
mums and dads.
mums and dads, the kitchen sink multi has, and what do I say every week? Changed our stars.
Yep.
There's a moment where you can change your stars. I had Cody Walker. Eddie, you had Brian To'o. Rando had AJ, which became Richie Kenner. And then Sebo Penasini, 74-76.
That
Yep.
is
Huge.
horny.
Yep.
74-76. Don't tell us that we don't fucking just give you winners.
Yeah.
Unit
74-76 is biblical.
Well, that's an immortal bet. That's an immortal kitchen sink. We've
It's an
never had a
immortal
kitchen
kitchen
sink anything close to that saluting.
No, I don't think we've ever had a kitchen sink.
$74.76 is
Yeah.
fucking absurd.
It's humongous.
That's the highest price we've even had on a kitchen sink,
Yeah.
let alone
Yeah.
it coming off.
Is that the second highest price we've ever jagged outside of your Ozaki?
Ozaki.
in terms of the whole show?
Yeah,
Fucking should be close.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
And, you know, there were plenty of dribblers who reached out and thanked us personally. And if you haven't yet, then obviously our DMs are open for thanks.
There's actually been a lot of thanks.
But what was...
We had personal
We had
thanks.
personal thanks. We did. What it does mean, though, punters and dribblers, is that unless your name is Lippy Dribbler, then we're all back in the positive, baby. So...
Yep. Because we all put a
We
unit
put
on
a unit
each.
on it. The kitchen
We
sinks-
always do. We always do.
we risk a unit on the kitchen sink. So Eddie, it would be remiss of me not to ask you right now to take us through the weekly results, please, and also the leaderboard as it currently stands.
Can do, Thomas. Tom won the week, 3 from 12, plus 77.69.
Is that back-to-back weeks?
Yeah, to tell you what's interesting about that is that if you would have won this week, you would have had a crack at the community chest.
Which we've
And
just
then you
been
could-
sitting there, and I would have taken
yeah.
that whole fucking...
And you could have put
So if
like...
I'd won the week before...
Yeah,
Did I not win the week before?
No.
You sure?
yeah.
Are you 100% sure?
I'm 95% sure.
We'll have to check that. Carry on.
Eddie, 2 from 12, plus 72.24. Sebo, third, 2 from 12, plus 69.97. Listen to these numbers.
Listen to these. fucking
These are fucking hot, horny numbers. Rando, fourth, 1 from 12, plus 64.24. Lippy, fifth, none from 9. Minus 4.35.
Oh, and where are we at
Suck
leaderboard-wise?
shit, Lippies. That guy talked a big game as well. Didn't land shit.
Was he Mr. NFL,
Yeah,
that
he
guy?
did. He did.
Yeah.
The bright lights fuck you guys up. All right, the leaderboard. Sebo. Now, I want Sebo to talk to us because you're plus 320.67 with 4,206 in the bank. You were talking about some sort of like gentleman's club, some sort of orgy setup.
Yeah.
What's going on
Eyes
there,
wide
bro?
shut
Yep.
sort of gear.
So I got invited down to what it was kind of like just this lane, and there was a staircase, and I went down there, and it's almost like I've been to them. I don't know if anyone else has, but like an underground Turkish bath where you go in, you take your clothes off, they throw you down on a bunch of marble, and some big
Are you
old
naked? Are you nude?
yeah, some big old hairy guy gets almost like a broom out and just throws soap all over you, scrubs you. They get under your fingernails, behind your ears.
Okay,
You
a full
rinse
clean.
off, then you go sit in a like underground spa bath. You get out, some guy kind of cracks your back for you, and they go,
Still nude at this point?
"Yep."
Okay.
And then I'm like, "Okay, this just must be the entrance to the plus 300 club, like 300 units up." And then they open the door, and no one's in there but me because no one else on the show has gone 300 plus units. So I'm the first member here.
Has anyone
So-
gone plus 100? I didn't even get plus 100, did I?
No.
So we need to get some sort of like plus 100, plus 200, plus 300 club.
Yeah, plus 100. Like you
What,
double.
like a little badge?
Well, a badge or a jacket that has a badge on it.
yeah.
Or you get your own jacket with badges.
Yeah.
Or like
I want
lines.
something. I want to wear something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like your colours.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
like
yeah.
your colours.
Yeah, plus 300. Plus 300. So, look.
So what are you just touching yourself in there?
Well, as president of the Plus 300 Club and CEO and everything, because I'm the only one in there, I'm actually opening the doors to Plus 100 people in the future, and we can hang out together there.
Okay.
So, and then maybe when a few other 300 guys come in, we can say, fuck you, see you later, Plus 100 guys. But I'm kind of lonely in there. I'm drinking nice Turkish wine. It's steamy. There's
Is
no
that big
windows.
hairy guy still there with a broom?
He's just
is
at
he-
the entrance. He
Okay,
scrubs
right.
you off,
Yeah.
gets all the
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
bits out of you.
Do I have to have him clean me?
Yeah.
Trust me, when you have one of these things clean you, you'll be like, oh my God, I feel like I'm a newborn child.
Okay.
Anyone who's been to a Turkish bath, let everyone else know how crazy it is. You feel the cleanest you ever have in your entire life.
Get into the DMs and let us know what Turkish baths are
Have
like.
you been cleaned by a big hairy Turkish man? And did you feel brand new afterwards? Rando second, 15 from 87, plus 50.25. The head start keeping you in it. Tom 75 from 494, plus 31.44.
Okay, third place. Okay.
Fourth, myself, 77 from 471, plus
Wow.
25.65. So there's like 5 point something in it. And Lippy, 36 from 349, minus 93.17.
They have $68 left, which will probably go this week, I would assume.
So the Lippies have got $68 dues left.
It'd be nice, actually, if they do go to zero this weekend. It's
It'd
the final.
be
Lovely.
nice. In the final week, just fall
Yeah.
on your sword.
Yep. So,
And admit
Eddie,
defeat.
Eddie, it is important just to acknowledge here that in the final week of the show, there's 5 and a bit units between you and I.
Five and a pinch.
5 and a
Just
pinch.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So, there's a lot riding on this.
There is. That's essentially one win. If you
Yeah.
get a win, you're over.
Yeah. And if things were to go the certain way that you were to come last, how many times will that be for you?
First.
Oh, this will be your first last
time, yeah.
Okay. How you feeling?
Nervous. Yep.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Because you've never
rise.
even had a win, so it's like you
No,
just
I've had a second. I've had a second, a third.
No one cares about that.
No,
though,
I've
right?
had a second, a third.
No one cares. You're trending down. It sounds like
It does.
Okay, very exciting, great standings there. Shout out to the Lippy dribblers who have continued. They're consistently poor. That's what we do know. But let's move on.
Yeah.
Should we get into some bets?
Let's do it.
All right, grand final time, punters, dribblers, and for the last time this year, we thank KO very much for their support of the rugby league portion of this show. Panthers v the Eels Friday at Accor Stadium, the biggest poo hole in the Southern Hemisphere. Panthers are obviously favourites at $1.38. The Eels, $3.05. Fuck, I mean, I didn't even look at that until just then. $3.05 ain't bad. The line 8.5, total 38.5 points. Rando, as a man who's trading off of a head start in terms of his position on the ladder, how are you seeing this one?
It's going to be really interesting, this game. I think the Panthers are probably in the best position to win this, but I have been thinking that if there was any team to knock them down, it's going to be Parramatta. In saying that, I'm going all out here with Penrith. That's where most of my bets live. Sort of starting with the Clive Churchill medal favourite as we get into it. Looking back, and I'm trying to deduct this essay. I'm just trying to make it a short story rather than an essay this time. So, first of all, since 2010, 33% of the Clive Churchill medals have gone to halfbacks. 25% have gone to fullbacks. So I'm looking at those positions first up. Of those positions, all halfbacks have finished in the top 3 of the Daily M. That rules out Nathan Cleary. He won't make the top 3 this season because of the 5 weeks he's missed. So we've got Guffo, Edwards and Moses. Then we look at run meters and average runs from a player. Dylan Edwards, 22 of his 24 games, he's run 15 or more runs, which is the least amount of runs a fullback has run when they've won the Clive Churchill medal. Guffo, unfortunately, 5 of his last 13, he has achieved 15 or more runs, so he's ruled out. Then we've got Moses and Edwards, and as I mentioned, I'm on the Penrith bandwagon. I reckon they win. They probably win really well. So Dylan Edwards is who I've landed on there at $7.50 for the Clive.
Okay.
I must say I'm happy to hear you say that, Rando, because I too am on Dylan Edwards. He's had a hell of a fucking year. He's Penrith Player of the Year. You could say that he was unlucky not to win it last week. Cleary probably gets it because of his little fucking grubber to himself. Try time. I just think Edwards goes biblical this week. I think he goes fucking biblical. Rips it up. I think he's absolutely cherry ripe this week. $7.50, taking it.
Okay, taking it. Taking it. Beautiful. So we're just kicking off with the Clive there. You didn't do your game bets? Is that what? Is that?
I thought we'd all go around. And
No. I like that. I like that as well.
Start with Clive. Sure.
Clive, my Clive, I'm going for value here, and obviously the halves are really obvious. I think back to a time, the year 2008, Manly had just got done humping the cheating Melbourne Storm into the Earth's core where we currently reside. And the man of the match for that game,
Brent Kite.
Brent Kite. What position does Brent Kite play?
Front row.
Thank you very much. I'm taking Fisher Harris at 26 boneries because, I don't know, fuck it. Cleary's probably going to get it at $2, and you're like, well, I'd prefer just not to win, basically.
Boring.
So
That's
Fisher
not that
Harris.
good value for.
No, it's not.
Like,
No, I mean that's as good as you're going to get in the Clive. Like, what's the most?
No. I think he's referring to Cleary.
Oh,
Not
Cleary.
yourself.
huh?
You're saying not good value at Fisher Harris 26?
Yeah, because I think Cleary's dragging everyone down because he's like $2 or whatever. But
Jamin Salmon's $151.
You never know.
At
Cleary could get
Neds.
injured early. Jamin Salmon chops
Jamin
in.
Salmon comes in.
The hero. The
That's
Who
the
else
game
is
of his
that?
life.
So
Unbelievable.
at 151, we got Bailey Simonson, Eddie's mate, Wonga Blake, Scott Sorensen, Jake Arthur, Oregon Kafusi.
who's around the
Jamin
50
Salmon.
mark?
50, we've got
think tall.
Charlie Staines, Isaac Tango, in Leota 67, Spencer Lenu 67. In the 40s, we've got Ryan Madison, Junior Bolo, Stephen Crichton, 30s, Campbell Gillard, Martin. See, Liam Martin at 34 is one of those, or even Campbell Gillard, I don't know. Whatever. I'm going Fisher Harris at $26 dues.
Good for you, mate.
Sebo?
Look, Edwards has been spoken about, so I can't say much more. Cleary is just way too short, and Dill just kind of deserves this, I feel. Like, I'm probably one of the most kind of not critics out there, but just like still have never been convinced that he's like an elite fullback. I'm like, oh, he's good, he puts in effort. But it's just like, okay, watching him last weekend against the Rabbitohs, I'm like, fuck me, Dill. Like,
Yeah, Dill, you can go.
you just go and you put in so much effort. So actually, I'm happy for you to get it. $7.50. It's a bit of a hybrid of like trying to find value outside of Cleary and also happy for the bloke if the bet comes off.
He needs this. He needs this. He's probably going to be one of those players who never plays rep footy in his career because he's just behind such a long list of fullbacks.
Yeah.
He probably won't get the Daily M. This season's probably a good chance, but I don't think he'll win it. So I feel like if he gets anything, it's this Clive Churchill.
Yeah.
It's the only medal, only honour he could possibly get. So you got to give it to him.
It makes like not that Dill's average at all, but just like if you're not as talented as most people, but you put in effort, you get there
Yeah.
eventually.
He's an effort guy.
Yeah.
He's
like-
all effort.
Yeah.
He's all effort.
Yeah.
He's rugby league effort.
Yeah.
All right.
And I love it.
Now we go to first try scorer. Well, let's go to our bet and then first try scorers. So I'll send it back to you, Monsieur Corbet.
Easy, as I was mentioning, kind of riding on the Panthers here. They've won 7 of their last 8 games at Accor. Parramatta have lost 4 of their last 5 games played at a neutral venue where neither team is the home side. Also looking at trends since 2020, the favourite at Accor has won 67% of the time. And with Ashley Klein in charge, the favourite has won 76% of the time. So some stats there that go the way of Penrith. I really do like them to score 20-plus points here. So that's my first little part of the multi. They've scored 20-plus points in each of their last 5 games. In fact, ever since they lost to the Eels, which was their last loss, they've gone on to score 20-plus points. So I'm backing them in again to score then. I'm taking the points under 46.5. No grand final in the last 20 years has gone over 47 points. So that is my tip there. And also Parramatta and Penrith, I came up with this stat 3 weeks ago where 15, I think the last 16 games haven't gone over 48 points as well in between those two teams. So plenty of stats that say that this will go under. It's also pissing down with rain, which gets to my next stat is who scores in the rain for the Panthers. In 2 of their last 3 games in the wet, Dylan Edwards has scored. He's also scored in 2 of the 3 games against Parramatta this season, and he's also scored 3 tries in his last 5 games as well. So I am taking Dill Edwards here just to solidify my Clive Churchill medalist stat there. So he's my man. So you put them all together, Penrith to score 20-plus points only, Edwards to score, and points under 46.5 is $6.89.
No, I've just got some breaking news here, but I'm noticing Sebo changing his bet as
I'm
we're
putting
talking.
it in.
Well,
Well, there was a bet
deleted.
in there, though.
there was a bet in
No,
there.
there was a bet there.
Swear
there
there was
that's
a
now
bet in there.
disappeared, and
I'm
there's
trying to put my
odds,
Penrith.
But that was already a bet there.
It's there.
No, in the sheet. that
You
I'm
made an
looking
error
at.
in the
I
odds
just
then.
literally go to
You made an error in the
history
odds.
and I accidentally somehow deleted the thing, and I'm trying to put it in.
Listen, there was a bet there. Now there's not.
It was the Panthers and a bunch of Panthers try scorers, and I'm trying to put it in.
It was already
Okay.
in there.
This is
though.
up there with
Listen.
It
opportunity.
wasn't
Listen.
finished.
Tennessee.
Listen, the show has started. We're 45 minutes in. Sebo now putting bets in. New bets.
I hadn't finished my unit scooper.
Oh,
And
Right,
I'm putting it in.
why is
and now-
your NFL? Why is this one changed? That's
Isn't
your
that my-
NFL. That's
Oh.
not your unit scooper, buddy.
Oh, that.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay. Well, I know
yeah.
what my Penrith bet is.
Well, you've got a $62 one.
Well, that should be my unit scooper.
Yeah, okay. Sebo's all over the
I'm
place.
ha-
I'm going to give Sebo an opportunity right now just to fix his shit up because
How do I
clearly, I think it
undo?
throws in the whole 300 club into doubt. Now, we don't even know what the fuck's going on here. This guy might be fucking pulling wool over our eyes. Eddie, what are you doing?
Listen, Tom, there's an old saying in rugby league circles that you got to lose a grand final to win one. Now, the Panthers did that, came back the next year and fucking humped them. Well, they didn't hump the Bunnies, but they beat the Bunnies. I think this year they do some humping. Now, the Eels, unfortunately, if you go by that logic, got to lose one to win one, but they're not going to win one next year because their premiership window's closed and they're losing too many good, honest rugby league men. So I fear for the fucking Eels, if I think your grand final may well have been last week. I think they'll be too high on their own supply going into this week, Tom. And I think, as we talked about on our podcast, Hello Sport, check it out, that the Panthers will just be fucking cruising into this one. They're not playing their grand final early. No way.
No, the Eels probably played the grand
They've
final.
played 50 grand finals in their head leading into this thing. Mitch Moses, poor bastard, may have played 9, 10, maybe 11 grand finals before the whistle goes on Sunday. So I fear for them. I think that after what I saw last week, the Panthers just look fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. I just think they're going to be too strong, too big, too powerful.
Yep.
So I'm taking them 13 plus, Thomas. I'm taking Brian To'o, who was terrific last week. Absolutely fucking terrific. Edwards was as well. I like Rando's stat about him scoring in the wet. You put it all together, 8.29.
Lovely, lovely. Now, to echo your sentiments, I think the Panthers do this, and they do it pretty fucking comfortably, at least from a scoreboard perspective. When you saw how shite the Eels were against the Cowboys in that first half, like if you play like that against the Penrith Panthers,
Good night.
they hump you. They hump you.
Mm-hmm.
And even when the Panthers were behind against the Rabbitohs, it was like, we're just going to stick to our systems and our processes. They're like a corporate entity. You know what I mean? Systems, processes, meetings, Zoom meetings,
Yeah.
systems, processes,
Yeah, it was
checks and balances.
Wall Street stuff.
It was Wall Street stuff, dude, and that's how the big dogs fuck. So
Gordon Gecko vibes.
Gordon Gecko shit, dude. Greed is good.
They did not get flustered at all.
No,
down 12
no. That's like market crash, and they're like, "Don't worry, bro, we're good."
Yeah,
We've
we're
got
buying
some-
more stock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're gonna buy our way out of this.
Real Oracle of Omaha shit, you know.
So I've got Panthers minus 8.5. Now, I'm vague on the specifics of this stat, but To'o and Gutho have scored in like 5 of their last 6 games at a core stadium, respectively. So I throw them both in there. And then I throw in a Micah Sivo because he always scores tries. Even though he's been a little bit lean last couple of weeks by his standards, I just don't think that's a crazy mixture of people to score, right? So you go Panthers minus 8, To'o Sivo Gutho, $36.82. The only way that you could chip that bet is you saying that I have more Parramatta try scorers than Penrith. But that doesn't
which
matter.
may be concerning the wet.
Nah. Trust me, these guys are professionals these days. Wet weather footy doesn't mean shit. Remember it was wet in New Zealand a couple of weeks ago and the fucking score was like 600 points each. They still can make it happen. There's good drainage and shit. These guys are professionals. It's not like the old days where when it rained, the field becomes a fucking mud puddle, a bog, if you will.
I can't believe you're comparing the Warriors and Titans game to the Panthers Eels right now.
But I'm saying that these guys will be able to score points even better than those losers.
Yeah, I must say, like in the wet this year, there hasn't been many like wet weather games where there's no scores. There's been games where Tigers can't score a try. There's been games where good defenses make it like 10-12, but like I don't remember bog games this season.
No,
There's no bog game, especially not at a court. Say what you want about a court, one of the great shitholes in the nation, but the drainage, it holds up. So, Panthers minus 8.5. To'o Sivo Gutho, 36.82. Eddie's losing this season. Sebo, what are you doing?
Look, I'm taking Panthers, no margin, because if Eels actually
you're soft.
win, I get 5 units anyway.
You're weak.
I predicted
'Cause you're
the
weak.
Eels. I predicted the Eels at the beginning of the season to win GF when we did our futures betting. So I have that nice little ticket there for me. Eels clean win. I get another 5 units there. It's already been deducted.
See, he's gone. I don't even remember our futures betting.
Just because you
Oh,
didn't.
futures betting's going to upset the apple cart potentially.
Well, what was your futures betting?
No idea.
Well, none of us got the top 8s because none of us had Sharks and shit in it from memory.
I wonder
Okay.
if I had Penrith.
You probably had Manly, dude. Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. Carry on, Sebo.
Yeah, so I got my little my Eels win ticket over there for the futures. So I'm just trying to go like a little bit of a smaller 3-legger here with Penrith to win, easy. Going back for more with Penasini. He's still at $4, so I'm going to throw him in the multi again. And Brian To'o, he's on fire. I love him. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he doesn't need to be. So I just need those 3 things to happen, and we're looking at 10.86.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Now, we forgot to mention before that our lippy dribble this week is Klutzy of Bloody Brilliant Beers fame. And for his Clive, he had Isaiah Yeo at $11. And then for his same game here, he has Panthers 13+, kick our Sivo To'o. Klutzy couldn't get out of bed to put his bets on a few weeks ago, so lost the position, but then came back because he's a friend, and we thought we'd give him a shot fame.
Yep.
Now, we move on to our first try scorers for the game. I'll kick things off. Viliami on the left-hand side. They're going to be thinking Brian To'o. They're going to be wigging out. It's going to go to Brian. That's what they always do, but it's going to be a short ball from Luai to kick out, and he's going to crash over and score the first try in the grand final at $14. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah. I believe you're referring to the old rugby league player, look long, play short.
Yep.
Look long, play short, kick out. I'm on him as well. $14. Can't look past it. Too juicy. Far too juicy.
I'm going to take another player on the left-hand side, Isaac Tungo. He's $12, which is very juicy as well. 7 of the last 9 first try scorers in the grand final have been on the left edge.
Love it.
A winger hasn't scored since 2018. The Panthers have scored for 64% of the time, and in each of their 3 games this season against Para as well. Will Penasini has led in 20 tries this season, the second most of a frontline Para defender. Obviously, Guffo is who I'm excluding here because you're not really expected to clean up the mess. And the left centre has scored the first try in each of the last 2 grand finals. Isaac Tungo has scored the most first tries for the Panthers this season.
Ooh.
Not
Well,
bad.
Not
That's
bad. 12
great
bucks. I'll
stats.
take it.
I like the explanation.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Kickout's going to do it. Sebo?
Look, when everyone else goes left, you go right. You got to be different. You know what I mean? Dare to be different. And I'm going right-hand side. And again, I'm not going any favourites on the right-hand side. I'm thinking Cleary. I think it's going to be a tight tussle. Maybe there isn't a try scored for 15, 20 minutes. And then everyone starts getting a little bit tired. Cleary's controlling the game. And fucking, he's going to look long and play short too? Guess. Liam Martin. 10 metres out. He puts his fucking dinosaur head down and gets over. $23.
He does have a dinosaur head. I think that's
Correct,
That's
he
a
does.
pretty apt description.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting
Yeah.
stat though. Only one try has been scored on the right side of the right side attacking play in the last decade.
Yeah.
Everything
For the
has
first
been on
try
the left
scorer?
for the first try scorer
What, in the grand final?
in the grand final.
One try in the last
One
decade.
try last
So
decade.
10 games, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's all right. When others go left, you got to look. You got to go against the market. We're talking about Gordon Gekko before. You buy when the market's crashing. You sell when the market's up there. So market's crashing is that no one scored on the right hand side for a decade. Well, one person has, and that's when you buy it.
Okay.
That's
That is
why
fair.
I get better odds because all of you guys are looking over there.
So
Yep.
you reckon you're buying the trough, selling the peak with that bet?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Klutz has gone kick out as well.
He's got nice taste.
He does. We move on. We move on to NFL. Really loving our NFL at the moment. Bengals Dolphins Thursday night, which is Friday morning. The Bengals favourites $1.50. The Dolphins though on a real heater at $2.60. The line's 4 points, total 47.5 points. We don't know if the QB from Miami is playing Tua.
Yeah.
He's been fucking in some pretty good form. The Dolphins are in some pretty good form, but I don't know if he's playing, but I'm assuming he is because I like the Dolphins, dude. I just like them. I like the Dolphins, and I like Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill to score anytime touchdowns. $9.43.
Yep. Tyreek's really added some spice to the Dolphins. Everyone knows that I like Miami. I mean, Green Bay's my team in the NFL, but like Miami is a place. I like it when any of their sports teams are doing well. And so I'm kind of adopting the Dolphins now as a team that I'm going to give a little bit of,
Dan Marino, Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Dan Marino.
In fact, they were
Dan
probably the
Marino.
first NFL team I ever saw with Dan
Same.
Marino from
Yeah.
Ace Ventura. So, but look, I wanted to bet on them, but with Tua potentially, like, I don't know what's going on because he was concussed, but then he also has an injury, I think. Don't know if he's playing, so I just had to kind of put my bets around the Bengals because there wasn't even the markets open for him this morning. So basically, I'm taking Burrows to throw over 250 yards, Tyreek to get a touchdown, and Mixon to get a touchdown at 480.
Beautiful.
Good for you, mate.
Edward.
I'm on Joe Burrows and the Bengals. I've got him to throw 275 yards or more. So just a little bit extra spice. $1.90 for that. And then Chase as well to score a touchdown, 422.
Nice. I'm kind of jumping on the Joe Burrows train, but I'm actually taking the Dolphins to win here. They're the only one of only two undefeated teams in the NFL right now. The Bengals are 1-2. Dolphins have won 11 of their last 12 games. They have a 17-7 overall record against the Bengals as well, which is their fourth best record against any other franchise in the NFL. And obviously the Burrows train plus 250 yards here for him. He's thrown for over 300 yards in each of his last 5 home games and averages 269 passing yards in a losing side. So Dolphins, Burrows, 250 plus yards, and that should be getting you $4.81.
Okay. Now, we haven't got Klutzy's what it's fucking paying here, but
Yeah.
he fancies himself as a bit of an NFL
I don't
guy.
think all the
markets
are out for him. So,
But yeah, he's
we'll
always speaking
Yeah.
about, he's a bit of
Yeah.
an NFL guy.
Well, he
Like,
thinks he's got a system.
yes.
I think it's just
When you hear a guy say that he's got a system, that usually means they don't have a system.
Yeah. If you're going around town spruiking an NFL system, I don't believe you.
No, if we're going back to the Wall Street thing, this is the guy who's like coming to you after a crash and, like trying to suck your dick, basically,
Yeah.
for a bit of
Listen. I don't want to say it, but I will. His system reeks of a Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
Yeah.
Real Melissa Caddick vibes.
Yeah,
about
yeah. This guy's got Mel Caddick written
He's
all
got.
over him.
You're a bit of Mel Caddick about you,
Yeah,
bro.
I wouldn't be surprised if we find his foot floating down the side.
Down in a Ringula somewhere.
Yeah. It's just a toe stuck in a thong.
So his bet, which we haven't even got to yet, Bengals 1-13, Burrow 2+ touchdowns, Tua 2+ touchdowns, Chase, Mixon, and Waddle anytime touchdowns. Yeah.
That's a lot to happen for someone who's nuanced.
Yeah, dude, it's got
Yeah.
Mel Caddick. It's
It's a Mel Caddick
it's a Mel
bet,
Caddick.
dude.
It's
Yeah.
Mel Caddick.
That's like promising fucking returns that just aren't there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Invest with me and I'll get you 300% a year.
Yeah, okay,
Well, how you
dude.
doing that?
Yeah.
Well, 'cause I'm not doing it. That's how.
All right, next game, we got the Buccaneers v. the Chiefs, which will be Monday morning for us. The Bucks are favourites. Sorry, they're not favourites. Bucks are 2.10. Chiefs favourites $1.75. The line is 2, and the total is 45. This should be a fun game.
Yeah.
Should be a fun game. Again, the markets aren't out yet really for most of the things, so I just like to, on my Monday morning games, do a halftime, full-time, and then a score. So I've gone Chiefs halftime, Bucks full-time, Bucks 1-13, $8.72. I mean, I don't mind that.
Yeah, I've got a very similar bet. I just think that Patty Mahomes wigs out when he looks over the fucking side of the field and sees big Tom Brady there. Just think he gets in his head. I think they lead at halftime, but then just Tom Brady over the top, baby. Chiefs halftime, Bucks full-time, $7.50. I'm taking out the margin. Essentially the same bet as Tom.
But if you'd add the margin, which probably makes sense, it's only a 1-13 if the Bucks are coming back over the top of them to win it ultimately.
Well, they come back over the top and they hump.
I think Mahomes has already had his wig out Brady session in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but but that sort of shit, that's a seed that lives inside your soul, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. But then again, I think all the good quarterbacks lost last week. I think Chiefs lost, Bucks lost, Bills lost. So they're both coming back off losses. I'm taking the Chiefs, but it's like, is Brady one of those guys that doesn't have 2 losses in a row? I don't know. Can somebody answer me that question? Like, I don't know. You know, like,
He would have very few.
yeah. So I'm worried about that, but I'm taking Chiefs to the win because I think there's all those whispers on Twitter and stuff that Brady kind of was like, maybe I shouldn't have gone another year. I don't know. Have I got it anymore?
Well, and then obviously the Giselle shit, which she's like, fuck you,
She's
bro.
not loving it.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
not loving it. She's hating it.
Yeah. Like, I think he probably should have just thrown in the towel after the win, after the ring.
Listen, guys like that can't turn it
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm
I wouldn't be
thinking-
surprised if you fucking find him in the Canadian Football League at fucking 65. Still trying to do the damn thing, bro.
Blowing all his money hanging out with Melissa. Well, not that Melissa's around. But look, I'm taking Chiefs win. But I'm going to get both of them are going to throw 2 TDs just because they're both robbers. And I'm going to get Kelsey. He owes me one. He got body slammed out of my bet the other week, so I'm just going to load up him again. I don't know what the odds are, but that is Chiefs win. Brady Mahomes 2 touchdown. Kelsey anytime touchdown.
Okay.
Odds on Insta.
Odds on Insta. We then have Melissa Caddick. She's going Chiefs 1-13. Mahomes. Mahomes, what's at plus?
Oh, that must be 2.
2.
Yeah.
Mahomes 2+ TDs, passes. Kelsey and Fournette. Sorry, guys. Melissa's put some. This is hard to read. Chiefs 1-13. Mahomes 2+ touchdown passes. Kelsey, Fournette, and Juju anytime touchdowns. Odds on Instagram.
Beautiful.
Nice, Mel.
Beautiful, Mel. Let's move on.
I'd like to do my bet, Tom, please.
Sorry, dude.
May I please do my bet, Tom?
Sorry, no, you can do your bet. Sorry, dude. I get lost in the fucking chest you got.
I am going. Well, obviously the battle. What's the fucking point? The battle of the QBs. Brady has a 3-2 win record over Mahomes. The Bucks have also won each of their last 3 games as the underdog. So taking the Bucks to win here. In terms of touchdown passes, Mahomes has 11 touchdown passes in his 5 games he's played against Brady. So I am putting him down to throw 2 touchdown passes. In terms of touchdown scoring, the Chiefs have conceded 7 receiving touchdowns this season, and wide receiver for the Bucks, Mike Evans, has scored 2 touchdowns in the last time out between Kansas and Tampa in the regular season. So I'm taking Bucks win, Mahomes 2+ touchdown passes, and Evans for a touchdown. odds on Insta.
Beautiful. To be honest, we could have just probably kept
Yeah,
going.
probably
We didn't need
just
that.
just skip me next time.
Oh, good to know you can be skipped.
All right, into the golf. Sebo, what are we doing? Where are we?
Sanderson Farms Classic, something like that.
Championship, mate. Sanderson's Farm Championship.
Oh, this is one of the great. This is one of the
yeah.
must-watch stops on the PGA Tour.
This is one of the ones where you're like, you know what, like PGA, like maybe you don't, all your events, it's just your majors and a couple events, really.
Yeah.
These things are just fillers. Look, there's some...
You ask yourself, why aren't you playing here, McIlroy? Support the PGA, mate. Support the PGA.
Yeah, Mr. PGA.
You know what I mean? You play the FedEx Championship, you play the fucking majors, and
the players
and the players.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
You're not playing the fucking Sanderson Farm, mate.
Look,
Very
no one
cool.
plays the Sanderson Farms. I think we're in, I don't know where we are in,
Kentucky.
somewhere around there. There's no, it's a really weak field. There's, a few young guys and a few old vets who haven't had that many wins before. Basically, Sam Burns is the favourite.
Yeah,
he's
Burns.
the only big guy out
In
there.
Mississippi.
There we go. So, look, it's a bit of, I think the course history doesn't really suit any particular type of golfer. If you're a bomber, if you're an accurate guy, if you're a putter, whatever. It's a mixed bag in the history of it all. So, who am I going then? I'm just going Theegala. And believe it or not, he's the second favourite. The guy without a win. The kind of second-year rookie guy, Theegala, $19. And I'm going Denny McCarthy, 23. Why? Just because I feel it's one of those events that one of Tom's golfers gets up at.
Denny McCarthy seems like, I just think of Jenny McCarthy.
No, we've gone over this.
Oh,
like
have we
5
gone over
times.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Good to know that I'm still dialed in. Good to know that my thought process is still the same. I'm also going Theegala. Theegala's my man. I just like the name.
What do you mean he's your man?
As in, he's just a name I like. Well, he's not your man.
Yeah, he is.
No, your man's fucking what's his face? Theegala's my guy.
It's definitely Sebo's man.
Theegala and Matty Fitz are my guys, and also Jenny McCarthy. You stole him off me. And I am going the favourite Sam Burns because, as you said, Sebo, and as I clearly know, shit field, shit tournament, no one big's playing really.
I think he's only there because he won it last year.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm just going to come in, scoop some fucking money and piss off. And if he seems to screw it up, then my mate, Theegala, is going to get it done. Eddie, what are you doing?
I've got Russell Henley and Theegala, funnily enough.
Oh, wow.
Just love him.
Eddie changed.
I love him.
Eddie wasn't on Theegala. He switched that up.
No, it's been there the whole
Nah,
time.
he had it late. He had it late after he saw that you and me were on him. Clearly. He's trying to save himself, dude.
No.
He said to me before, he goes, make sure we've got different bets on so that, like, it's fucking, we've got a chance.
Yeah, I know.
to-
And then you fucking went in and copied them
No,
all.
I didn't copy your bets,
you
mate.
did. Yours came in
Why
after
would I
mine.
copy the guy
you
coming
copied
fucking
Theegala.
last?
You copied my NFL.
Why would you copy the guy coming last?
So
What
you
a
can prevent
fucking
one of the great
loser.
comebacks all time.
Mate, what are you doing? Comebacks? I'm the one who's coming back. I was on the fucking bottom.
You can only come back if you're at the bottom.
You suck and you know it. And you're copying us to try and
Henley
save your
Theegala.
ass.
Love Theegala. On him every week.
Rando.
Looking at the Sanderson Farm Championship history, 3 of the last 4 winners have ranked inside the top 10 for driving distance. The other 7 course winners have ranked inside the top 10, and the last 2 winners especially have hit more greens in regulation than anyone else. So I'm kind of looking at those 2 stats mainly. The best player I could see for that was Brendan Steele, who's playing 51-1, which is some great value there. Even a T20, I think, is $3.50. He ranked 17th in the last tournament at the same course. So I really do like his stats there. I think he is 16th for greens in regulation so far this season, 42nd in driving distance last season. And then, of course, it's a shit tournament. Probably the last year's winner's going to get up like we saw with Homer in the Fortinet Championship. So Sam Burns is my second pick there. But Brendan Steele, I think, some pretty good value.
It gets me horny how quickly you've got your head around golf. Like you just... You know,
You
up to
turn us
speed.
on, bro.
It
Thank you.
turns me on. It absolutely turns me on.
Flick the switch. Let's go.
And Steele at $51 is fucking...
That's steal, basically.
Yeah,
You take that.
You take
do
that.
that's good.
Well, that's us. That's golf. We move on now to our unit scoopers, punters and dribblers. Our unit scoopers, the opportunity to change your life. Now, Sebo doesn't have
That's
any
what I was trying to put
odds
in
there,
before.
and you still haven't done it, which is funny.
Well, I've got it right here on my bet
Okay.
slip.
Okay.
Now, the unit scoopers. I'll go to Melissa Caddick first. Just get her out of the way. Waddle, Chase, Diggs, Kirk, AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, Cup, anytime touchdown. Odds will be on Instagram for Mel because these aren't updated yet. Eddie, Desperate Eddie as they call you. Desperate Eddie, what's your unit scooper?
I've gone with Brian To'o, Kickout, and Mitch Kenny, who just fucking...
The real deal.
The real deal, Mitch Kenny, turned me the fuck on last week. We were talking about him a lot during the week, Tom, and it would be remiss of me not to throw him in there. Put it all together, 25.65.
Beautiful. Monsieur Corbet.
I'm always on the Penrith train here. I'm backing it up with Edwards again. Penrith minus 8.5. Brian To'o, I really like there. I just couldn't find some value in him in my best bet, but he's definitely in there for the unit scooper. And Guffo, you actually turned me on with some stats there about his record at a core stadium. I dove deep. Turns out it checks out, believe it or not. Yeah. So I really do like Guffo. He's also scored in 2 of his last 3 games against the Panthers. And then just to boost up the odds, NRLW, I'm dabbling in that. Either team plus 12.5, so to win 1-12. The Eels, 3 of their 4 wins in NRLW history have been 1-12. 2 of their 7 losses have been by 13 plus. So they are winning and losing narrowly. So put them all together, $43.89.
Imagine Rando getting over 100 units inside of 10 weeks on the show or whatever it's been. That'd be pretty impressive.
100 club.
100 club.
Yep.
I mean, obviously to be tainted, but still. I am going Crichton, Dilly, Edwards, Gotho, and Wanga Blake anytime try scorers in this grand final. That's $54.33. Obviously, you already know about Gotho's record. Dill Edwards, we've already explained his record. Angus Crichton, a man for the big stage.
Angus or Stephen?
Stephen, sorry. Angus Crichton.
You can have Angus if you want.
No, I won't. That would juice the odds. And, of course, Desperate Eddie would ask me to take that. And Wanga Blake, because I like Wanga Blake.
Fun stat, the Parramatta Eels have only conceded 1 try to a right centre this whole year.
I don't like that stat. But you know what? This is the time throw. The odds are so good. 54.33. Sebo.
I don't like that stat either. Look, I want Para to win desperately.
Oh,
desperately.
Yuck. Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
Because
He wants to see the world end.
Well, yeah. Honestly,
You desperately want to see them win? It's a strong word.
just because I think it's just I love Cinderella stories. I love comebacks. I love records being broken. I love that shit. Rather than just the best team who's been the best team for 3 years win another premiership. For me, that's boring.
But this is kind of dynasty shit for the Panthers as well. If they win, they're one of the great teams
they'll win
all
another
time.
2 or 3 in the next 10 years
But
anyway.
if they were to win 2 in 3 years, one of the greatest teams of all time.
They will win another, in the next 5-10 years, they'll win another 3 or so, and it's a dynasty. You only need a couple of prems for it to be considered a dynasty anyway. So, they're halfway there pretty much. If it's 3, they're 33% of the way there. I'm on the Para train. Does that mean my unit scooper has anything to do with Para? Absolutely not, because I want to try to play both sides here. Emotionally, I'm with Para. My pockets with Penrith. And the worst thing that could happen to me if I want Para to win desperately is Penrith go out and fucking maul them. So if they do that, I want to be part of that train. So I'm going Panthers 13 plus. I've got Kikau in there as well. Everyone here was talking about Kikau and he can get over. I've got Cleary because if any time the Panthers maul someone, Cleary, I swear to God, scores the last try all the time right under the posts. I've got To'o because he's going to score. Crichton, am wary of that stat that you just said, but whatever. If it's a mauling, that's fine. So those 5 things, Penrith 13 plus, Cleary, Crichton, To'o, Kikau, 62-10. If that comes off, I'm in the 400 club. I'm in the 400 club.
So you're trying to get into the 400 club here.
Why not? Why not?
What are the perks? What are the perks of 400
I've
club?
been there. I don't know. No one's
is the guy
clearly
hairier?
through that.
Yeah. There's a hairier guy scrubbing you down.
He gets hairier and fatter.
Yeah, he might give you an enema.
And P.S. with Melissa's thing, I think this is the thing where he has his system.
Yeah, this is his system.
So comment, Melissa, below this tile on social media about the system.
Yeah, explain your system.
Yeah.
Klutzy
And why it isn't a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the kitchen sink multi, the thing that already brought us all back from the brink. I've got Kickout anytime at $3.05.
I'm back to Brian. Just feels right.
I'm horny for Dylan. Got to go Edwards here.
I've got Kelsey in there. I forgot to switch it over to a grand final leg, but whatever.
You can do that now. I'm
Yeah.
happy to switch to a grand final.
Yeah,
leg
make
to
it a
the
grand
kitchen
final.
sink. Yeah,
Yeah,
grand
yeah,
final.
yeah,
kitchen
yeah,
sink.
Yeah, but take that Kelsey shit.
take that-
Yuck.
Get me out of there. Look, so you've gone Kikau, To'o, Edwards.
Do you want to throw an eel in there?
I think I've got to throw in an eel. Now, I don't want to do a Pinasini because Lightning.
We've used
I'll
it.
risk the Lightning myself, but I won't risk that on the kitchen
No,
sink for the punters. Do I go a Sevo or do I go like a Lane to really juice it? I don't know.
Sean Lane, he doesn't score
Yeah.
that
Sets it up.
often.
Dude, he
sets
doesn't
them
mind
up.
scoring.
He sets them up.
He
though.
sets him up. Yeah.
Gotho off lane.
Gotho's got a bit
Gotho.
of Dill Edwards about him this season. Gotho could go
And Gotho
in.
scores
yeah.
at a core.
Yeah. Let's throw in Gotho then. So, yeah. Okay.
All right.
So, kick
Now,
out
what's
To'o,
that gonna
Edwards,
do?
Gotho.
Do I just quickly do this? Gotho is 360.
I can throw it in here. Hold on.
54-25. So another really big bloody.
We love that.
Beautiful.
All right, punters, dribblers, that is us for another week. Happy punting, responsible punting. Keep it nice and classy. Shout out to Neds again for their support. We'll see you next week. Up the fucking Panthers. Fuck the Eels. Bye-bye.